Welcome back to the Sword of Truth podcast, the chapter-by-chapter reread of the Sword of Truth series with a long-lost craft brew on the side. Oh. I'm Jade, and I'm here with Nate and Aaron.
Hello.
And we are edging our way into the penultimate chapter of Temple of the Winds, chapter 69.
Oh, okay. So edging 69, my interests are piqued.
Oh.
Or perked.
Are they peaked?
Twerk? Yeah. Twerk?
Yeah.
No, I cannot twerk.
Would you say you're fully twerked right now?
You're...
Twerk? Yes.
Yeah.
Twerk? Yes. Twerk? No.
Keep going.
No, I don't know what else to say.
Perky? You said perked.
Ooh, perky.
You said perked.
I'm a little perked, yeah.
A little perked. Well, hold on.
Yeah, ready to go. Ready to do the thing.
Non-drug related perked. Because perks are drugs.
Now I'm confused. I lost
the thread,
I lost
guys.
the trail.
I don't know what's happening anymore.
Look, the blood is not in head number 1. It's made its way down.
Ew! Shut up. Okay. So, we are
Chapter 69! What did you expect? What did you expect?
Okay, I told you this is how today was going to go, Aaron. I said this when you sat down.
We are literally less than a minute in and totally off
Chaos.
the rails.
No,
Chaos.
It's a minute 37, 8,
Shut up.
9.
We are here to discuss the second to the last chapter of
That's
Temple of the
right.
Winds. And I'm excited. Are you excited? We've
I
covered
am
this.
very
We already covered this, I guess. So should we just get into it? Because...
Look, in my current state, that's all I want to do is get into it.
Oh my God.
I am,
Oh my
you know
God.
what? I am excited about this chapter because Aaron sent me, I think, my most favorite text that Aaron has ever sent me
Yeah.
in the entire time we've known each other about this chapter. So yeah, let's get into it because I love it so much.
I need to end what's happening right now anyways. So the trio comes out of the slip.
I bet they do.
Kara, for the first time, and she really liked it. She enjoyed it very, very, very much more
You
than she
guys
thought she was
get
going
to
to.
fucking do that? Just like whenever you want?
Richard puts the slip to sleep officially this time.
Mm-hmm.
I also love Kara. Why would you do that? No, that thing is awesome.
So I wanted to bring something up here because we talk about how the Sliff gets put to sleep and it's using the bracelets and using magic.
Yes, you could see through his hands.
Yeah, through his wrists.
Yeah.
Specifically because that piqued my interest. Because I know if you put a flashlight like up to your finger, you can kind of almost see all the way through it.
Oh, yeah.
So this was not enough material to be side quest worthy. So we're just gonna fucking knock it out right here. If it was not for magic, this is not possible. You cannot see through your wrist with a light bright enough. That's called an X-ray, which has radiation and will kill you.
Will kill you.
So, again, explanation is magic.
Magic.
It's magic. They're magic bracelets, but for real-life purposes, do not try this at home. You will die.
Who has a... I just... Who even...
Look, put the flashlight as much as you want, but just don't leave it there. Just know that that's the peak of what we can do at home.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Okay. That was all. Side quest over.
But yeah, so she explains to him why he couldn't do it before. He does it this time. Super great. She is officially sleeping.
You didn't put
She's
me
in
to
the underworld.
sleep.
Yeah.
You didn't put me to deep sleep.
Yeah.
Previously. This time he did.
She was just taking a nap. Yeah,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
time it's until he says otherwise.
And we do find out it's totally cool to wake her back up. She's fine with that.
Yeah. And,
she loves doing her job.
but she also, he thanks her too. So, like, there's a nice moment and then she goes away.
Yes.
There's a torch lit there, so we know that they were expecting somebody to come through.
Yep, Kahlan's done this before.
They go to the room beyond with the treasure, and there's some scrolls missing. The smell is gone. Something has been burned in here. There's ashes on the ground.
The torch in the room. It's just right over there.
No. I'm pretty sure it's explicitly said. Not explicitly said, but
I know what it meant. I was just like, but you just walked past a burning thing, and then she's like, oh my God, guys, I smell
Ash.
fire. And I'm like, yeah, of course you do. It's right there.
Literally, the only reason I am upset with that statement is because I didn't think of it first.
No.
Thank you so much for saying that.
There's a giant circle on the ground with ash. Okay.
A heap of ash is on the ground, which I would think if it was from torch, there'd be a lot more than one torch.
It implies that something was burned.
Oh, yeah. Bonfire.
Yes.
Potentially.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the treasure is still there, though. So it's interesting. Somebody came in, burned some shit, and the weird smell is gone.
I would have thought maybe if something was burned in that room, right? Something big, much bigger than a torch. That was just a joke, obviously. But like, if there's gold and shit in there, wouldn't that be, it's a soft metal.
Mm-hmm.
So there might be evidence in the gold itself, like some of it's melted together because of the heat of whatever thing.
I don't think
that would also have a smell, I guess, is what I'm trying to get to.
But I also don't think that Kahlan, Richard, or Kara would notice that. I don't know if they're into metallurgy at this point in their lives.
I think.
But yeah, if it was like a huge fire, the gold for sure would be affected. But yeah, so it was like kind of big, but not too. It was just right.
It was just the right
amount. Not too big, not too small.
I think if this was a D&D campaign and one of them wanted to roll perception, they could probably figure that out. But they aren't looking that closely at this this point.
Okay.
They're just like, okay, we figured out something happened in here. We're moving along.
All the gold looks fine. Something was burned beside it.
Right.
There is a non-zero chance, though, that if we had done that, one of us might think that it was our dad that was burned.
They head to the Mud People's Village. They go out. They hear drums as they get near, which...
It took him a little too long.
Okay. They hear drums, not the like angry drums of Jagang, but happy drums.
Mm-hmm.
Happy drums.
Happy drums.
Drum circle.
That was the first place my mind went.
Mine too.
It was like they hear drums. I'm like, here we go.
Yeah.
Here's where we
Why
set
are
up.
they not worried?
Here's where we set up the next book. Jagang's waiting outside.
Chan greets them. He gives everybody a standard smack in the face. Mm-hmm. Everything's great.
And Kara reacts to that exactly how
you think she would,
despite being warned.
Yeah.
Like, hey, these people do things a little different. Mm-hmm. She's like, I fucking love this tradition, guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Chan is an elder now, we find out.
Yes,
He's an important motherfucker because one of the other dudes died from the plague. And he and she end up comparing scars and talking weapons, and they really have a little bonding moment on their way back to the Mud People's Village. I, for a second, thought that there was like a little... I was like, wait, Kara doesn't have scars. And then I read really fast, so I like skipped over the part where she was like...
Oh, yeah.
On my front, I don't have any anymore. On my back, I do.
Yeah, Lord Brawl took care of those.
Yeah. But I still have this really badass.
I've actually been downgraded in this weird scar competition we're having right now because Lord Rawl is a really fucking cool. Like, we both have reasons to be good with Richard, but you've beaten me because of that.
Wasn't just you. I had the exact same thought. I'm like, he fucking healed this. Oh yeah, she's got more scars than just on her stomach.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Chan tells them that they are having a banquet for their wedding, and Birdman told them that it was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm so sorry. I wanted to bring one more thing up, and I'm derailing this podcast already so much, but how old is Chan? Do we remember, or were we told? He's an elder, so I'm assuming 30s at the youngest?
I think he was of marriable age for the village.
Because that gets brought up.
Yeah.
That, because Kahlan has to tell Kara, like, hey, by the way, like, don't say whatever the phrase was, because that means you want to have his babies.
Yeah.
And as soon as that was said, all I want from here on out in this book series is to know that Kara and Chan hook up.
Oh my God.
I am shipping that so fucking hard.
That's amazing.
Well, and they go through he compliments her tits too.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to bring it up
about
the
whole thing where it's like, no, it's just like saying, you look okay, or you look nice today.
You look like a healthy woman.
Yeah,
nice
that's
tits.
right.
Yeah.
And so it's just, especially with Kara, everything that's happened to her in this book,
yeah,
she might be extremely sensitive about somebody saying that to her. So I'm glad that Kahlan clarified, but it was also fucking great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want Kara to have Daddy Chan, and I want all of them to fulfill each other's dreams.
I don't think it's gonna work like that.
Don't ruin this for me.
I think she's gonna be Mama Kara.
Don't ruin this for
Mistress
me.
Kara.
I was gonna say, Mama.
They're both switches. It's
Screams
fine.
in the middle of the night.
They're both switches.
No, she's fucking great.
All right, I'm so sorry, Jade. Please continue.
No, this is fine. The villagers all surround them once they get there. They call them the traveling mud people. Savidlin, Westlin, and Sidon are all there.
Hell yeah.
Kahlan reminds Westlin that she asked her to stand at her side and
That's
let
right.
her dress. And Westlin's like, yeah, you're like, duh. It was like 6 months ago, right? Like, this wasn't even that long ago.
I don't even think 6 months.
Yeah.
I think it was even shorter.
And they've been...
And they're the only outsiders that come to the village at all.
Yeah.
Like, whatsoever. Yeah, I remember. I'm not dumb.
Well, and
what
I think
we
that's...
haven't brought up yet is that we know already that they are preparing to do the thing. That's what the drums are for. That's what the celebration's for,
Yeah.
right? So, like,
I think I'm picking at it too much.
reminding Westlin that she was going to stand for she's been planning for this for the last 2 days. Westlin's been on it. You're new to it, Kahlan.
Well, and also,
it's just occurring to you now that you're back at the Mud People's Village that this was going to happen.
Yeah.
It's just funny.
So much has happened to Kahlan since they last left the Mud People.
Yeah, that's probably why she's...
Arguably, Westlin's been thinking of nothing but this fucking wedding.
That's right.
Ever since
For
that moment.
months.
So... Like, no. Kahlan,
Well,
I think she remembers.
Other than the plague. Like, the
Other
little
than
thing
the
of the plague.
Other than most people,
the
they love
wedding
dying.
and the plague.
Yeah.
It's been consuming Westlin's mind.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good point about Kahlan, because maybe that's why she says it that way, because she's like, this was like forever ago to me.
Yeah.
Literally a week ago, she thought she was never going to see Richard again, and now he's back. And maybe close to a few weeks now, but yeah. So she's like, oh, fuck, that's right. I got the blue dress. You were going to stand by me. We were going to do this whole cool special thing. And it's all occurring to her now. But yeah, Westlin's been on this shit for like months.
I think that part of their reactions is maybe just like, we were going to come here and surprise these guys. And it was going to be, you know?
Yeah.
And then they already fucking knew, which is like, cool. They were already planning it. But I think there's a little bit of Richard and Kahlan that were like, man... We thought we were going to do a cool thing and surprise you.
We're going to show up and be the fucking surprise of the century. Like, yo, we're back.
Yeah, we healed the world and now we're going to get married.
Fucking party.
Yeah. Are you guys happy to see us? And they are, but it's not like a surprise to these people.
Yeah, they show up and they're like, oh, you're late.
Yeah. Oh, you were expecting
By
us.
days.
Shit.
And take the wind out of my sails.
Oh, I should have brought wine now. Like,
this is where Richard goes, a wizard is never late. He arrives precisely when he means to.
That has been established.
Now, tap that keg, motherfucker.
Okay, so they all head over to go see the Birdman.
Caca.
Kara's introduced to him.
Caca.
Caca. He's happy the fever's gone. Everything is all set for the wedding. Richard is nervous at this point because he doesn't like people knowing things before he does, which is...
Well, no, before they're supposed to.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Because it's like...
Well, he didn't even know until...
Right.
Before he did.
Yeah.
Like...
Which I'm fully on Richard's side. Like, if I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm going to surprise Nate and Jade. I'm going to stop over and I'm going to buy them new speakers. I don't know. But then, if I get to your house and, like, as soon as I open up the door, you guys are like, Aaron, we're so excited for the speakers. And it's like, how the fuck do you guys know?
Oh,
What's going on here?
Okay, I get
Did you hack something of mine? But here's the thing. It ties in because if we find out very quickly that there is a mysterious man, and there's also been multiple instances in this book about a certain person forcing prophecy onto people.
Yeah.
If I'm Richard, I'm like, I'm going back for the Sword of Truth right now. I am somehow getting in contact with Scarlet, and I'm bringing the entire fucking army with me back.
Yeah.
Like, my wedding is not going to get ruined because Jagang is there.
Well,
yeah, that's true.
Richard's side, like, that means there's somebody that has prophecy, right? Your side has been using prophecy. You literally have the best people, arguably, on the planet using prophecy in your employ right now.
Yeah.
The enemy is also doing the same thing. And
Yes.
yet there's this weird fuck
Yeah.
in the corner of the Mud People's village that knows more than you do.
Yeah.
What?
That's worrisome.
Well,
Either kill him or get that man a job. You know what I mean?
Well, and also, the last time that prophecy brought up a wedding he was involved in,
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Fuck.
it didn't end very well.
Shit.
Yeah, that was only like a week ago.
Yeah.
Or 2 or 3 maybe.
Yeah. So, yeah, okay. Yeah.
I was a little confused as to why this creeped Richard out so much, but I think I fully understand now. Yeah, this would be worrisome.
So the Birdman does tell them that they were told about the wedding from a dude, and he points over at him. He's underneath a tent, like across the village.
Yeah.
And Richard,
Smoking a marble.
yeah, Richard gets grumpy and starts to go see the man as the Birdman kind of hides a smile.
Uh-huh.
We see this from our perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I think it mentioned that Kahlan had like like Kahlan glanced at
Yeah.
him and all of a sudden saw like a
yeah.
Well, and it's funny because
yeah, this
Richard
isn't a visual.
is
Yeah.
not
I
fucking
tried to
around
do-
right
yeah.
now. Everything we just mentioned, all the
Yeah.
reasons he would have to be upset about this guy, I wouldn't be like, Richard's really gonna freak out when he, we know for a fact his whole thing is don't say any words, just fucking kill the enemy. He doesn't have the sword of truth on him right now, right? Luckily, but there's a very real chance that he would just walk up and be like, "Pfuh," and then
Nate, he is the weapon.
He doesn't even need a weapon. That's right.
He is.
You're
the
right.
weapon.
He can rip fucking spines out of backs.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Yeah.
He needs no sword.
I am sad that you weren't here for.
I haven't. I don't. By the time this comes out, I will have heard it.
Yeah.
But I was not around for chapter 68. It's
For the first time in
Yeah.
podcast history, you will listen to what was recorded when it gets released to the public.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally surprised.
Was that the first episode that you weren't on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ever?
Yep.
Wow.
Because I only came on still relatively recently, so unless you did an episode by yourself,
Nope.
because that was the first time you and I had done one. But anyway, that's
sorry.
something
Yeah.
not related to what's going on right now.
No, I've been here for every single episode except one.
You've been here
The whole time?
The whole time.
Okay.
Fuck, does that mean I can't say that anymore?
Well, except for the one time.
no!
Except for the one time.
Except for the one asterisk.
Yeah.
I've been here the whole time.
Hey,
Asterisk.
You know what, though? We digress.
Okay, so tons of food is being passed to the tent that they're pointed to. They walk over there. It takes them a little while. There's lots of people stopping them, slapping them in the face.
Everybody's in your way.
Yeah, all the kids are like, hey.
How is that again?
Yeah, I don't... What were the little kids doing?
Something like that. I don't know. Something like that. That's what they sound like, I'm pretty sure.
Nate, I can't believe you made that noise.
It's incredible.
They get to the front of all these fucking people, and they stop in shock at seeing Zedicus Zool Zorander
It's Zed!
sitting there.
Fuck yeah.
This was such a bittersweet moment for me because quite recently I prophesized that Richard and Zed would not be reunited in this book. So I was happy to see it happen, and then immediately was like, God damn it.
There he is.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to see him alive.
This is the text you sent
Again.
to Nathan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So this happened, and I am listening to this. I sent a text to Nathan, and there was a lot of all caps words, because it was just like, it was basically me saying, how the fuck did I not put 2 and 2 together that the fucking cannibals would be the mud people? Because
That's
they're
right.
literally the only cannibals. Almost. And don't the Nantung eat people sometimes too?
Yeah.
No, they just
sacrifice people.
sacrifice
Yeah,
them.
they just-
Yeah. So literally the only cannibals we know of in this whole series so far are the mud people.
The mud people.
And I did not put that together.
And they were in the wilds where the mud people are from.
That made me upset. And the thing I do when I get upset, usually, is drink beer.
Wow.
I mean, it
that's super
sounds like a good
healthy.
plan to me.
We'll be back right after this. Oh, it's those kids again. And we're back. Can any of you guys guess what we're drinking? Nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. No, I asked the listeners.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh!
Sweet baby Jesus.
Why?
That exploded
It's
everywhere.
not that, actually.
We're not going to talk about it. We are drinking Sambone Lager. I know, it's on my tablet. From Red Rocker Brewing Company. This brewing company is from Detroit, Michigan.
That's right.
That's Detroit.
Oh.
It's a crisp, easy drinking lager brewed in the Mexican style, which I've had Mexican lagers and beers before, and I did not know that there was potentially a different kind of process. So we looked it up. They might use like maize instead of just hops in the mash. I don't know. We don't know the full process, but it is in the Mexican style.
What we normally use hops, they use flaked maize instead.
Yeah. So this is a 4.3% alcohol, and I'm not gonna lie, guys, it's pretty good. There's no extra flavor. There's no fruit, which includes berries. There's no honey. There's no any of that. It's just lager.
It's just
a beer.
it's a basic lager. Well, like we said, brewed in the Mexican style, but I don't normally like lagers, is the thing. I enjoy this one. This is like yellow fizzy beer. You know what we're saying? It's just beer flavored. That's all it is. So they're not going for anything more than that. But I think even though it's a simplistic beer, they did pretty fucking good. Because I don't normally like lagers, and I will give this one. I'm gonna go 7.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a 7.
Yeah, this is very similar to from Perrin that we did not too long ago.
Yeah, it's simple, but if you do simple well, then
it's light, it's
points
crisp
to you.
7 what? 7 corns?
7. I was gonna say cocks because there's a rooster on the can.
Okay,
yeah, sure. 7 corns.
Nope, you said 7 cocks. Jade, how do you feel about this beer?
I think it's just fine. I think you can drink quite a few of them. I've chucked quite a few of them back. Not today specifically, but
sure,
we got like a whole case or two cases of it. So we drank like a handful of them the other night, and it was just very easy drinking.
This is what we took on the river for my brother's bachelor weekend.
Yeah.
Where I should mention, my brother works for Red Rocker Brewing. His boss is like the CEO or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we kind of got an inside hookup there.
And it's Red Rocker. I'm sure some of you probably know it's Sammy Hagar's beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is the Red Rocker.
So, Jade, out of potential 10 cocks, how many cocks would you give this beer? You started this, bud. I
can live with my decisions.
6.
Yeah, I was gonna go with 6.5. So that puts us at a pretty good average. I love it. Yeah, I could drink this on a river. I could drink it here or there or anywhere. I don't know why I wanted to make it rhyme, but no, this is just good.
Yeah, I think I was pleasantly surprised because like it's lager. It's Sambone Lager. By the way, Sambone Lager is actually they're gonna change the name. Sammy wanted it changed. I'm not 100% sure why. But so you can only get this for a certain amount of time. I will have to reach out to the company because I heard them talking about getting nationwide shipping capabilities. So there's a very real chance that I could send a link or post it somewhere where you guys could actually order this beer. And y'all, it's cheap.
I think the word you meant to use was affordable.
Well, yeah, okay, affordable, yes.
I know what you meant.
It's not cheap, bad quality. You can get like a case of it.
Yeah.
For $25 for 25 beers.
Yeah.
So
great
like,
party beer.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Buy a case, throw it in your fridge, everyone's happy.
Throw it in your fridge, throw it in your face. Whatever.
And if you live in Michigan, my brother's going to be the dude to bring it to you.
All right. Well, now I'm going to bring you the rest of the chapter.
fucking
Okay.
fucking steel. That is a fucking concrete bridge right there.
Thank you. So everybody's like, hey, good to see you. I thought you were fucking dead. Really glad you're not.
Mhm.
You know?
This is the moment we've been waiting
yes.
for
Yes.
Richard and Zed.
Yes.
Like, dude,
Yeah.
I thought you were a fucking goner.
Yeah.
All book since last book.
Actually, no. Richard says, I knew you were alive.
Well, yeah.
And Kahlan's like, I fucking didn't.
Your ass was dead to me.
Yeah. I thought you were gone.
Day 2, I started to forget what you even look like, my man.
Yeah. And Anne, they're like, oh, Anne, you're here too. That's cool.
Neat.
Yeah.
Kinda.
I was just the difference in intensity of how Zed is greeted versus how Anne is greeted. I mean, yeah, we're all aware that Richard and Zed are related, but it's still like, I don't know, just felt like it was definitely a last minute thought, like, oh, by the way, hi, Anne.
Yeah.
I'm kind of that way. If I know somebody really well who is next to a person I know, but not quite as well, they will definitely get this reaction from me. And it's not because I'm trying to be an asshole.
Yeah.
I'm only comfortable in my comfort zone.
It's a normal reaction.
Yeah.
But it's funny to read.
Yeah.
Super close
Zed,
hug. And
let me go.
I
You're
miss
crushing
you
me.
so much.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Anne.
And you're here too.
And you step away from the other person.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'll walk away because, well, that's greetings done. And then they're like, what the fuck is Nate's deal? Like,
Yeah.
He's weird.
Say hi to Zed. Check. Say hi to Anne. Small check.
So Zed is the old dude who knew about the wedding. He knew because they read about it in the Jacopo treasure. The treasure was actually the prophecy the whole time. After they read a few, Anne figured out the day of the wedding and they burned them all so the order couldn't use them because they were all like super plainly written prophecies.
Oh, yeah. Literally anyone could have figured it out.
The one time in the history of this series where prophecy was just super straightforward, like, oh, these were simple as hell. These were like what we should be giving to Warren right now to get him geared up for the harder stuff, you know?
Yeah, I'm definitely not a fan of burning. Like, hey, as a last minute resort, like, Jagang is outside and we are about to lose. Go ahead, burn the scrolls. But I think I would have held on to them for just a little bit longer.
Scroll them all together in one big scroll, shove it in your backpack.
Well, Jade, you are a collector and you like photos and stuff like
National
that.
treasure that shit.
Yeah, but like I would think in 50 years when y'all are just old people and you're still the emperor and emperor, you can look into prophecy that was written thousands of years ago saying you two were going to meet and fall in love, and then here the fuck you are. That's going to be that's better than fucking wedding pictures, you know what I mean?
Is it?
Yeah, that would make it cool to read.
That
A
would've
good
been nice
prophecy,
to have,
a good prophecy
yeah.
about
But a
us.
simple one. It's not a riddle.
Yeah, it's like saving the newspaper clipping when you get the newspaper.
Yeah.
But also, is it wrong of us to assume that these are the only copies of the prophecies?
Probably the only copies of these prophecies.
Okay.
We know there's
'Cause
forks,
clearly
too.
we were all assuming that.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait, what if these are just copies? And the prophecies also elsewhere. But
Then,
I don't know.
Then they didn't really do anything.
All right, yeah, whatever. Okay. But either way, I would have saved the copies if they are that until I knew they were copies.
It was kind of interesting to me that I don't think, and unless I missed it, I don't think they addressed the smell
No, they don't.
being missing.
They don't. I was going to bring
No.
that up later. That the smell is never explained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they got rid of them. Zed tells them about being captured by the Nang Tong, and Kahlan says she needs to pay them a visit since they were gonna fucking commit some sacrifices there.
Not supposed to be eating people.
Yeah.
Gonna have to revisit
And
that.
Zed tries to like stick out. He's like, well, you know, the red moon. They were freaking out. You know, it's not a big deal. We didn't die. And Kahlan's like, no, we're gonna go have a chat.
Yeah. You have to be able to not assess the lengths that somebody goes to in their everyday life, but it is something different to assess what length somebody might go to when under duress.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's when, I mean, ultimately, that's when people get hurt. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you were a little bit stressed out today at your job, but say you came home after being fired, your wife is leaving you, and your house burned down. Now you are a dangerous individual. So, like, the red moon coming up and then panicking is one thing, but then, you know, it happened for a few days. These people panic. They think, fuck, the gods are going to kill us. Yeah, we're going to fucking grab somebody and sacrifice them because that's our thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, you can see why they got there, but it's also very important for Kahlan to be like, we're not, look, there's an army coming, right? We're going to be like Midlands United, right? Stop fucking eating people.
I think...
well, they just sacrifice.
Or killing people.
Yeah.
I think to me, what
like innocent people. We'll say that.
What it speaks to is just that Richard and Kahlan really should have a group of advisors and or people who can take on the country when they are off getting married or doing their adventure bullshit.
Yeah.
Because there should be maybe a group of people sent out to some of these places that you haven't been addressing. Like the Midlands whole power structure has been crumbling for the last little while, and you're trying to barely hold it together. So there are going to be a lot of lands on the outer that you're struggling with, and that's not a good thing right now in wartime.
Yeah.
And Kahlan, I'm sorry, literally cannot be everywhere at once. I mean, maybe she's gonna get time in the next book to just go on some diplomatic duties, but I just have a feeling that maybe not. So we should have some people we can delegate this shit to. That's all.
Thank you for keeping 100%. That spoiler free for me.
Yeah, you're welcome.
But also, I mean, like, arguably, one of the very important things about being a good leader is knowing when to delegate and who to delegate to.
Yeah.
Like, no, Kahlan, you are not just the Mother Confessor. You have so much more responsibilities. Yes, the Nantong need to be reminded that they are not allowed to sacrifice people. Probably you don't need to do that, though.
Yeah, probably later. Or someone else.
Yeah.
Send, I don't know, Ulick, Egan, and Burdine, where they probably end up in a whole bunch of hijinks, and it'd be hilarious if somehow that was put to paper. I didn't just think of a perfect scenario for that.
So Zed goes on about being in slavery and then being sold to the Mud People and how Chan recognized him.
Hell yeah, Chan.
For a second, I was like, wait, when the fuck did they meet?
Do you think Zed knew? Because, okay, this is the way I picture it, right? Zed and Anne they had their hands bound, and the last thing we knew, they were like, well, that's fucking it, dude. We're done. They're going to sell us to cannibals. We're going to be eaten, and this was a bad thing. Like, they were fucking around, but Zed was serious. Just like the last time, they were going to go to a point halfway between the Sidok and the Mud People, right? Or Nangtong.
Nangtong, then Sidok, then Mud People.
They're going to go somewhere between Sidok and the Mud People. In between, they're going to sit there. Then the Mud People are going to probably just pop up out of the grass like they fucking do. Like, we've been here for 3 hours. Where the fuck have you been? And that's when Zed is going to go, oh, fuck. That's right. They're the Mud People. They're going to know me. Or when he heard cannibals, do you think Zed was really going, well, that's it. We're fucking done. Not considering... Because he's got great knowledge of all the people here in the wilds. He knew about the Sidok and the Nangtong. He knew exactly who he was dealing with the whole time. He's got to know, fuck, if they're going to the cannibals, that's got to be the Mud People, and then we're home free. Where do you think he was at with that?
You know, I think first, I went back and forth with it while you just talked, because I was like, at first I was like, yeah, he probably did, and then I was like, well, maybe not. Because he had not been, to our knowledge, specifically to the Mud People village in our book series. He just knew Chan from when they were in Aidendrill together, and then they traveled towards Galea.
But he knows what they do.
And he knows of them because he knows what they're called, all of that, but he maybe doesn't know where specifically they are, or maybe that they're the only ones. But he did know about the customs of some of the other people of the wilds, so he should know. I mean,
him and Chandelin were in the Garden of Life together, right?
No, that was him and Chase.
Fuck.
That's
Damn it.
That's
That's what I was
honestly,
thinking. I had the wrong person.
That's
though.
right where I was at, though. I was like, no, Zed was with someone at the start
Yeah.
of book 2.
Oh man.
No,
But I could, so
they
I
were
don't.
together. They were together when Kahlan was with Orsk. When she went into the spirit
That's
world.
right.
And
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
after
All right.
after
So they
the
do
spirit-
know each other.
Yeah, after the death spell.
But I was also thinking, so when we get told in whatever chapter that was that Zed translates that, oh, we're going to be sold to cannibals, it did not, like, it was formatted as a cliffhanger, but, like, this is tough, because in the audiobook, it was not left like a cliffhanger.
It was.
What's his face? What's his face just goes, oh, we're going to get sold to cannibals. Like, that's how he read the line in the audiobook. I took that to mean, like, oh, they, like, this isn't as serious as it claims, because he read that very casually.
Oh yeah.
But I think there's been enough things to where even if Zed and Chan were not, like, personal, we do know that Zed was aware that Kahlan and Richard were with the Mud People on multiple occasions.
Uh-huh.
I think we know, I think it's safe to assume that because Zed knew so much about the Nantung and the Sidok, that he would also, at the bare minimum, know, oh, cannibals? Probably Mud People.
Now the village that lives next
Unless
to the
there
Mud
were
People
more cannibals we
also
don't know about.
cannibals.
There could be, but I
That's
think
what
yeah.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Mud People were probably on his short list of like, oh,
Wait.
it's
Of who the cannibals are,
Could
so he
possibly
might not have
be.
known exactly that
Yeah.
that it was going to be the Mud People, but he knew there was maybe 1 in 3 shot.
Did the Bandikar eat people? I don't remember.
That's
Okay.
what I was wondering about if they did too. I'm not sure.
well, I know there's the people that shit on other people.
It's
Or
Kellens.
shit on everything.
On everything, yeah. That could include other people.
Okay, so
Fucking Keltons.
he does tell Kahlan, Zedekis tells Kahlan and Richard about being without their magic because of the bracelets.
Mhm.
Apparently, they just fucking fell off eventually after being away from the Sidok.
That is super convenient.
Also, I was just like, why couldn't somebody have cut it off?
Apparently, they knew that they would just fall off. That was their plan the whole time.
And they didn't know for sure something bad wouldn't happen, I guess.
I mean,
so
and there's
why just
also
wait?
something to think of, like, if magic can't get the bracelets off, maybe a blade wouldn't have worked. Something Zed says a little bit later in this chapter. In fact, you know what? He says it right now.
Yes.
This
Actually,
probably
I guess
has everything to do with it.
what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes. Zed says magic is dangerous, and the hardest part of being a wizard is knowing when not to use magic.
That's right.
So we don't really know why.
Yeah. That was never brought up earlier
But-
when we were with Zed and Anne on why they don't. I don't think it was.
Mhm.
They knew that each other couldn't do it,
Right, because they don't have magic.
but
So they can't use magic to take them
Well,
off.
and they're
I
by
guess-
the first people were the magic canceling people.
yes, and that's who put him on.
Do you know what I think
They're
happened?
grass. What?
I think this is Zed trying to make it sound like he and Anne were so calm and collected the whole time that, like, hey, do you know how much shit we went through? We totally had it handled.
Unreliable
Oh, yeah.
narrator.
We
Oh, yeah.
totally knew that
Oh,
they
yeah.
were just going to fall off the whole
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
We were so aware that is exactly how those things worked.
We
'Cause
had it in
we're
hand the
smart.
whole time. Yeah.
I started to get the vibe that that's what happened.
I think maybe that's what the joke is. This is good kind saying Zed, when he was alone with Anne and about to be sold to cannibals, was like, well, fuck it, man. That's it. This is how we go out.
Could be.
And then now he's retelling the story like, we were good. I knew what was
Yeah.
going to happen. Like, no, the
'Cause
fuck you didn't, Zed. But it's
Richard-
okay. I'm still glad you're alive.
Spoiler alert for like 10 minutes from now. Richard kind of does the same thing.
Yeah.
So, but I think what we're about to get into is a little bit of a, how to put this? A familial dick measuring contest. And usually what I like to do before I get into a familial dick measuring contest is drink a little bit of beer.
Does that happen a lot at your house?
I am not legally required to answer that question. So we...
Oh,
Boy, it's the third Tuesday. Let's go.
We are going to take a little bit of break. I am going to
Buddy.
attempt to explain to people that I do not have a problematic living situation, and we'll be back
it's okay.
right after this. Yeah, like I said, it's more of a metaphorical familial dick measuring contest. It's not literal.
I forgot we were going back
So-
to this.
Okay.
It's fine.
All right, bud.
Yeah. Friendly competition kind of a thing. But
Anyways.
now we got beer, so
Yeah.
let's get into it.
I'm worried that you two know this is a joke, and I'm aware it's a joke, but other people may not think this is a joke.
For the record, I do not measure dicks with anyone in my family. Literally.
Well, we learned that while they were burning squirrels, men
We've
of
learned
the
a
order
lot today.
Yeah. Men of the order came to get them, and there was a battle.
There was a firefight!
Fuck yes. This
Also,
is why you guys are my people.
also, there was a larger battle to the west where our orders. Fuck, I'm so sorry, everybody. Where the orders army was destroyed. Chan had strolled over there and was like, "Hey," Rybish told him it was all on Nathan's orders.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we heard this called out, right? There was a prophecy. It was going to be all epic and badass. Battle has happened, apparently, and went according
Nathan
to plan.
Shot the light or whatever it was into the air, signaled the army, and then there was a firefight.
Richard's confused. It's all going very fast, and Zed's like, "Hey, well, if you ever want to do some fucking work instead of sitting around with your fucking lady friend here, then you'll know
fucking around the whole time.
that wizards are complicated. All this shit's complicated."
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, Richard should be confused, though. Wait, who was saying what as who?
Yeah.
Somebody was giving you orders as Lord Rawl. We need to fucking lock our security down or come up with a secret passcode or some shit to where you know that this is actually a message from me, this person. Because Nathan was like, from Lord Rawl. And technically, for a minute, he was, but still.
Quick inquiry. Did Richard know Nathan was gallivanting about?
No, that wasn't
That hasn't
mentioned.
been brought up?
No.
So-
That's just been in my subconscious then.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, he's saying they got orders
they got
from
orders
Richard.
They got orders from Nathan.
Oops, sorry. Oh,
Yeah.
he said Nathan.
Rybish said Nathan.
So then this solves our
didn't-
mystery from before.
It didn't say Lord Rawl Nathan, even though Rybish
yeah.
maybe thought he was acting as the Lord. But yeah, it does solve that. He was writing it as himself. He wasn't lying. He wasn't saying
he
he was
wasn't
Richard.
saying he was
But-
Richard.
but
yeah,
that
that's the
means-
thing that I was worried
But
about.
that means Richard still doesn't know who Nathan is in this scenario. He just knows a dude named Nathan told Rybish to attack.
But that's the only Nathan that he knows. So we can assume
We can assume
that he
but it
thinks
has
it's out
not been confirmed.
But also, it's not mentioned at all
No.
that while what's not mentioned is the bond transfer.
Oh, yeah.
And whether or not these people now know that Richard is Lord Rawl again.
There's a few
That's
details here that would have been nice to have out in the open.
Yeah.
And
But they don't have to write a letter to Rybish,
Hey,
that's all.
Hey, we do have one more chapter. Maybe it's discussed in there.
Richard asks about all those crazy-ass books in the Enclave, which are just a telltale. If someone's been in there, it's just a security measure.
Yeah.
Which was one of our thoughts.
they're all stacked
Yeah.
up and weird.
Yeah. Zed does freak out about him going into the Enclave and wonders about the Sword of Truth. He's like, where the fuck is it? He's like, I hope you didn't give it to somebody else, like a goddamn idiot.
Yeah, like a psychopath who murders people. And...
Yeah. Wouldn't that be an idiot thing to
So
do?
this is where what I was referring to earlier, where I think Zed made it sound like his adventures were a little bit better than they were. Because Richard conveniently leaves out, like, did I give the Sword of Truth to someone? Not this time.
No, it's safe.
Yeah, he
it's
goes,
safe
no,
now.
it's safe in the keep,
it
right?
is currently in the Enclave.
Yeah.
Ungiven to
all.
anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where the dick measuring.
Yeah.
comes
He's just
in.
like,
Well, and that's lying by omission a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
hey, it's just like him not telling Kahlan about Catherine Lumholtz.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Richard says it's safe and he couldn't take it in the slip. I couldn't take it.
That's
I
why I
couldn't
don't
bring
have it now. Makes perfect sense.
We couldn't take like a week to get here, okay? I
Yeah.
had to take the fast way. So Duh.
Yeah, and clearly, everyone knows about the Sliff.
Not Zed. He doesn't know shit.
What in the fuck?
It's like there was a super tunnel in the bottom of the keep this whole fucking time.
Yeah.
Super magic tunnel?
God damn it.
As careful Zed is about the security of the keep, every time the keep comes up, it is brought up. That is a fucking dangerous place. You cannot fuck around in the keep. There's shit down there. And as first wizard, Zed is in charge of the keep.
Mm-hmm.
You'd think he'd know what's in the basement of the keep.
Well,
Or would have at least heard the term Sliff by now.
Yeah.
well, listen. That was locked up.
True.
It was
true.
sealed. The door was sealed.
Oh,
That's right.
That's a
Richard,
good point.
Richard
And
had to break in.
That's
Richard
right.
had to go through a lot of complicated
That's true.
fucking
Okay.
They
All right.
found a way down there without the shields, but it was hard. Okay?
I'm going to walk back what I said.
Now,
I was
listen,
up my own ass a little bit
the
there.
only question is
It is interesting, though, that he doesn't know
It is
about
interesting that the history of the keep has gotten lost, because when Zed was a child growing up in the fucking keep, there was still, when Kahlan was a child, it was still full of people.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
It's only recently that all the wizards have gone.
That everyone's gone. So
Yes.
Zed presumably grew up in a very live, breathing keep.
Yeah.
So it is strange that
Yeah.
they had already lost that much of their internal history
Yeah.
that they don't remember things about unless it was intentionally
Yes.
forgotten.
I think it's probably that, because we've also seen just between how Zed has treated Richard now that Richard is, magical, has been for a few books now.
Yeah.
Not great at giving him information.
Yeah.
So it's there's a good chance that the previous first wizard just never told Zed. Maybe that was something that was only top brass knows about the Sliff, and Zed never quite got the message.
It was sealed and not running.
Yeah. So it's just that one door that no one knows what's behind it. It's just locked and no one has a key. So, okay. Hey, you know what, Nate? I was also up your ass, and yeah, I walked back what I said.
So Zed tells him, or no, Richard says, I only read one book in the Enclave. And then basically he goes through the entire plot of this book.
Recap episode.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We aren't doing that because we just read it. So,
We're making the corrections that Legend of the Seeker made. We're fixing it, guys.
a woman at this point brings around the people meat and everyone eats it.
Classic.
Meat pole? Would you like a meat pole? Like the old dude where all the guys go into the sauna and then he walks around with little pieces of the clementine and offers it very gently and softly.
Yes.
Clementine?
Clementine?
Sure, I'll think. Clementine?
So everyone eats it. It is the leader of the order who came here. Lord Rawl gives a speech about who they are fighting and tells them to eat it. You fucking eat it. You know the enemies of your you eat the hearts and then you know the hearts of them.
Of your enemy. Yep.
Yeah.
That's the mud people's tradition. That's why they eat the meat.
These are
so that they can know the evil that they're
these
about
are
to go
shitty
against.
people. It's fine that you're eating people. Fucking eat the people.
Yeah, that's a great point. That is the mud people's tradition.
Right.
I would argue, don't need to force that on non-mud people then.
That's true.
But hey, that's just my opinion.
Richard and Kahlan
I
are
digress.
mud people.
Right, Anne's not.
Yeah, that's true. But
Kahlan's also-
it's weird because the mud people, we know, they do this whole thing where they trip balls and then talk to the spirits of their ancestors. But it actually works.
Yeah.
So at the same
Simple
time,
version, but yeah, that's
maybe
correct.
they are getting some sort
Could
of
be.
magical
Could be.
ability from actually eating their enemies.
We do know that Anne tends to view the people like the mud people as quote-unquote savages.
Yeah.
So, actually, yeah, I'm kind of going back. Nah, it's good, it's good that Anne's getting exposed to other cultures and knowing that just because it's not her way means it's wrong. So yeah, I take it back. Eat the fucking people meat, Anne.
And look directly into her eyes while you do it.
I need to see you swallow.
Yeah.
Anne worries about Amelia's strength at this point. They start talking, chit-chatting a little bit. And she's like, well, she's got to be a strong-ass bitch if she went to the Temple of the Wind. She's got man powers in her now. It's going to be rough. And Kahlan's like, I killed that bitch.
Killed her good.
She's dead. She was trying to kill Nathan.
No, she's dead for
She's
sure.
gone. No need to worry.
How do you know? Because I killed her.
I killed her.
That's how I know. I
Tilted
double
dead.
tapped.
It's just like Richard in the last chapter. Where they're like, what about this guy? He's like, nah, I killed him. What about that dude? Nah, I killed him too. And the Mord Sith, and I've killed people. And then this is Kahlan be like, I got bodies too, motherfucker.
When Kahlan mentions the chimes, both of the old people stop her from saying them.
Yeah. Immediately. I think it was set. Nope, shut the fuck up.
Don't repeat that shit. Apparently, nobody without the gift may say them aloud. Is that implying that just like a wizard or a sorceress is with the gift?
Kahlan has the gift, though.
That's
right.
That's what my question was, because they said nobody without the gift could say them aloud, but Kahlan has the gift inside of her. Kara, even to a certain extent, has a gift inside of her.
Because she's allowed to travel in the Sliff. And you have to have gift inside of you to travel with the Sliff.
Right. So
no one without the gift
So she didn't break the rules.
said the chimes.
So
Thank you, because I was also very confused by this.
Unless they are implying by saying without the gift that you must
literal wizard or sorcerer.
Gotta
be
like
able to
magic user.
mold the magic whenever you want. But
Yeah. Hey,
it's a line. I don't know.
Do you know what I think about this? I feel like we're going to find out. Probably in 5 chapters from now.
Oh, yeah?
Meaning the next book.
You are going to love the next book
Oh.
so much.
I am back to being edged.
Oh, God.
Mission accomplished. That's as far as I go, Aaron. Well, it was nice to see you. It's time to go.
You
Well,
asshole.
Kahlan's like, hey, I said him like a couple times. Okay? I couldn't remember him.
What is a
so, like,
couple? 2, 3?
I repeated it like
Maybe 7.
3 or 5 times. I don't know.
You know who I thought was hilariously silent during this time? Kara.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Kahlan,
Oh,
how many
shit.
times did you say the chimes?
Now,
Dick?
Kara has an ability, but is that considered Kara has the gift?
That's what we were
Maybe
saying.
Kara's the one that actually
Well,
said
I
it
don't
without.
know.
That's a weird line.
That's why it's. Hey,
We're gonna have
I'm
to go
sure.
into that.
I am sure we will find out soon, guys. I feel confident about that.
Well, the old people are upset. Even more upset at this point.
It's like, well, I had to say him 7 times so I could remember him, because after 7 you remember. So
Anne is losing her mind about having to find Nathan at this point. And there's obviously a problem because he fucking said that. Like, there's something going on. They're freaking out. And she mentions them freeing something, but Zed stops her and says it's nothing for Richard to worry about. Just don't
cool.
even think about it.
Yeah, end of that. For sure, that won't come up.
Put to
again.
bed.
yeah, this dude, he's done doing his thing for a minute. I got frustrated because it's like, man, nobody else is worried about this. Nathan is fucking fine. Let it go. Just let him go. Let him do his thing. I mean, she doesn't know what he's up to right now.
That's the problem.
But
Yeah.
Anne is so used to having her thumb over Nathan that as soon as anything goes wrong, she's like, where's Nathan?
where Verna has kind of had her eyes open to that situation and hasn't yet. So it's like, we just got through to Verna and just no, dude.
This is why I'm back on board. Anne, eat the fucking people meat.
Yeah.
You need to experience and broaden your horizons.
We're going to give you the big one, too.
Yes.
So,
Oh.
Well, also, she's implying that Zed has to go do more shit with her.
Yeah,
when he didn't have to do shit with her in the first place.
thoroughly
So-
enjoyed that where, Anne goes, we need to find Nathan, and Zed goes, we?
yeah.
What do
can
you mean, we?
fuck right
I do
off and
believe
we-
we had a deal,
Yeah.
and my deal is done now.
And also, I don't need your fucking deals because I'm the first wizard and you can't really
Yeah.
hold me to shit.
Fuck your breach of contract.
Yeah.
This is over. I got my grandson.
Zed's like, we gotta talk more because, we haven't even touched on half the shit we need to discuss. But today is the wedding day and it's not the time for any of this bullshit.
Also not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Zed,
just fucking enjoy it right now, bud.
Yeah.
We've all kind of earned that, I feel like.
After being edged for so long, I think we all deserve a happy ending.
for some reason, after saying that, though, he does loop back to like a serious topic for a hot second.
Immediately, yeah.
And just wants to know what he had to leave when he got out of the temple.
Mm-hmm.
And Richard says that he left knowledge, but he gained understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Aw.
That was a very mature thing.
Yeah.
It was a very mature philosophical thing to realize.
Yes.
And I'm happy for Richard for it.
Yes.
It's like growth. I didn't need the thing I thought I needed, but I got the thing that I actually needed.
Mhm.
And so it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And
it
now,
didn't even matter what it was.
And now, shot.
That was very loud.
Nothing?
You did a good job pushing the mic away.
I didn't want to scream
microwave.
directly into it.
Yeah, that was quite loud. I feel like we should do a little bit of partying now.
Hell yeah.
Because you know what I think? I think that's the goddamn truth.
That is the dang truth.
Yeah, what you said.
And now that you guys have heard our truth, we want to hear yours. Please write to us in your journey books.
Scratchy.
To podcastatt@gmail.com, or you can follow us on any of our social medias and let us know what you think there.
Glug.
If you enjoyed this episode and thought you might like to support us, you can go to patreon.com/podcastatt and make a pledge of any amount. We sure would appreciate it. But if that is not your thing, you should feel free to leave a rating and a review. And if you want to hear another one, so you got another chance to decide on, what you think about our humble little show here, then make sure to subscribe and you'll never miss another one again.
Yeah, if like 256, you feel like you need 257, it'll be here next week.
Yeah.
Just
hell yeah.
Smash that subscribe button. I hate it.
There is no bell icon, so I don't have to do that whole thing. Click the bell, get the notification, subscribe, do that. No, it's podcast. Much, much simpler.
Yes.
Yeah.
Simpler, easier, better.
Well, thank you, Seeker, for listening. We will see you real soon.
Bye.
Adios.